Hello, and thanks for joining us for the Mid-Atlantic Backgammon Club study session for June 18th, 2025. If you're interested in joining us for our study sessions or in playing in our tournaments, send us an email at midatlanticbg@gmail.com. Okay, you can see the position that we saved from last week. We are losing 5 away Crawford. And we're kind of in bad shape here. We're on the bar, but we're also worse. We're up against a full prime. So we're going to be coming off the bar, but then we have a 3 to play. And I'm going to put in what I see as, I think, the only two reasonable looking plays, which is 13-10 or 6-3. So I've got those in the Slido now. And we can talk about what do we like here? What's our game plan? How are we going to win this? I mean, one way we win this is we hopefully don't get another checker sent back. That could be one way of winning, or one important
Unless you're
feature
looking
of
for an
winning.
end game,
Yeah.
but nobody's looking for an end game.
As a complete newbie, presumably you've got to get that checker off the bar.
Yeah, that's your forced move, and that's why in the voting you've got to play bar 24. And so the question is how to play the 3. Okay, let's go ahead and vote. So if you've got your Slido up, you can cast a vote for whatever you like as the best play.
Just one point, I can't see the right hand side of the board between 10, 11, 12 up to the top numbers because of all the uh, myself, you, Jason, Tom, and Jacob, and Eric. I can't see those points.
Uh-huh. I mean, that may have mostly to do with what's on your screen. Let
Are
me
you
just
able to
double.
maximize?
Yeah, you should be able to change the settings on your screen so that you don't see that kind of stuff.
Ah, yeah, it's okay. I've sorted that now.
Oh, great. Okay, we've got a couple of votes. We're going to play 6-3. Nobody liked 13-10. So we're just going to hope to not get hit here. Okay. All right, so they danced, and now we have a 5-3 to play. All right, so now you've all got to give me some candidate plays, things that we'll vote on.
Can you check our last move?
Yep, there you go.
You okay? No, for me.
Oh, you.
It's okay. No.
Yeah, oh, I see I'm sort of my window is kind of cutting things off. If you all just indulge me for just a second, I'm going to stop my screen share and fix that so that you can properly read um, what's on there. So just a moment. The one thing you don't need to see is me. I mean, I'll stay on there, but you much rather see the XG output. Okay, I got that fixed. Let me screen share again. There we go. Um, I can't discern why we would want to play 13-10, and this is also a play you'd probably want to do a rollout on it to really be sure. Okay, so our opponent danced, and now we have a 5-3 to play.
13-5.
13-5. Yeah. Any others?
I was going to say 13-5.
All right. And does anybody want to bring two down like that? So 13-5 would look like that.
Well, we don't care about gammons because they are one away
Right.
about big gammons. So maybe the extra checker on the if we manage to anchor up on the 24, it's going to be better for us, and we're going to have
Yeah,
a
it is
higher.
actually possible that getting hit could be better.
Yeah.
Because if you can anchor, especially if you can anchor on the 23 point, getting hit is
Hmm.
not necessarily a bad thing here. And it's because, as Eric points out, gammons don't matter because of the score. It's the Crawford game. Losing a gammon, that is.
Why do you say that? Sorry, anchoring on the 23 is better.
Because it'll be sooner when they have to break their prime and allow us a gap to be able to escape.
I think,
Hmm.
Jason, that's also the answer to the question you posed a moment ago of why the other move was better. We don't care about getting it gives up a lot more gammons, it said, but we don't care about that.
Yeah.
And getting hit may not be bad. So I guess it just figured don't worry about the gammons, don't worry about getting hit. If whatever reason thought that would work otherwise.
Okay. So m maybe that's an argument for bringing two checkers down here. I don't know.
Seems to be.
Okay. Should we vote? Got 4 votes, 2 for each play. Okay, we need another vote in here to break the tie. Okay, there we go. Somebody broke the tie. So all right, let's play two down. That's the voting. Not going to be a ton of difference here. Okay, so maybe it must have something to do with this. So here, this is the differences are negligible, mainly because we don't have a lot to give up. Okay.
Yep.
Time to bring that 24 up to 23.
Okay, 24 up to 23, because we probably do want to anchor there. So that seems like a good idea. And if we do that, then what's our four going to be?
And
10 to
six,
6.
get hit,
10.
force them to hit us.
Okay, 24, 23, 10 to 6. And I'm going to put in as the other option 24, 23, 8 to 4. Maybe
Just for the uninitiated, Jason, will you just briefly explain anchor for me?
an anchor is when you hold a point in your opponent's board. That's a spot. Like if we had two checkers on the 23 point, that's an anchor.
Right, with you.
Right. Can I
Jason,
interrupt briefly?
what about 5 to 1? Because we really don't mind getting hit
Um,
with a 4.
yeah, but wouldn't you
Exposing
rather
yet
hold
another
your
one.
4 or 5 point board?
Sorry?
I feel like you'd rather hold your 5 point board. There could be
Oh, I
some
see.
scenarios in there
So
where you might be hitting something and you want to have that five
if we
point board.
do, if we ever do get a shot and hit them, we want to have a 5-point board instead of a 4-point board.
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean
sure.
if you're intent on saying that I want to get hit, then go ahead and just play 10 to 6 and then that
What
allows them to hit you and maintains your 5 point board.
When you allude to 4 and 5 point board, do you mean the points 1 through 5 are all primes, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right.
So you wouldn't want to lose the prime at 5 by going 5 to 1, would you?
No, I don't think you would in this case.
No.
Hello. Hey, can I is Jacob there?
He's logged
I'm
in.
here. I'm here.
There he is.
I wrote you a chat. Can you send me your given name that you want your account under in the heroes?
Enrico Palazzo would work fine for me.
All right, I will put that in. Okay, thank you.
I just put it in the chat for you.
Great. All right, thanks.
Okay, has everybody voted? We need one more vote. We're deadlocked yet again. Give me that fifth vote and we'll make a play. There we go.
I like
All
10
right.
to, I like 10 to 6.
10 to 6. There we go.
Sorry, I just came on. Why would 10 to 6 be even considered? Isn't that vulnerable for us?
Yes, but you may want to get hit because first of all, the sooner you get hit, the longer you're going to be able to hold together your 5-point prime. And getting hit is not necessarily bad because you may be able to anchor and not get closed out. Um, I, it's not at all obvious that you don't
No,
want to get hit.
no. Would you see
And
that? Would you see that across the board?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, okay.
and the thing is,
That's why he's
we
advanced and I'm not.
because of the score.
He said
None of
absolutely. He said absolutely. Yeah, he did see that.
He's busy. Never mind.
Okay, they danced and now we got to roll again. Hey, rolling is not really great for us here. Okay, 6 and 1, so the 6 is forced.
Yeah.
Donald, are you there?
I'd skate to the 1 point.
So 8 to 1. All right, I've got that in there on the Slido. Then you could also consider lifting the blot. Maybe we still want to get hit. I don't know.
I think you still want to get hit.
I think we might still want to get hit. It's very possible. Oh, look, everybody's voted for 8 to 1. All right, not much of a discussion here. Let's do it. Now we probably want them to enter right now. Otherwise,
Yes.
we're just vulnerable back there to getting hit.
I'm gonna guess it may not be as right to leave the shot as it was before. I want to see. I'm just gonna go on record guessing that.
All right. Well, there you go, Rick. 8 to 1.
And safetying up was only 0.007 worse now. Okay.
Yeah.
Because one of two things happen. If we anchor up quickly, then we're in, which means we're destroying our board. And if we manage to fan, which we would otherwise want, we don't have our anchor. So there's really no good result once we're hit.
Yeah. Yeah, this is tough. I mean, there's so little at stake too, you know. All right. All right. Now what? Do we want to get hit?
5 is forced, isn't it?
The 5 is 4, so we're only going to talk about the
Oh,
1.
yeah. I think it's 5 to 4.
So, Bill Powell, you still want to get hit, huh?
Yeah.
Just explain.
If it was legal, I would take the 5 off and have 6 and 5 exposed. But it's not legal.
Steven says no more hits now. So, Steven, you don't want to get hit, huh? So that sounds to me like you want to play 3 to 2.
Why 3-2 over 2-1?
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have put 2-1 in there. That's what I meant.
Will you just briefly explain when you allude to the 5 being forced?
There's no other way to play a 5. It has to be played like this, 6 to 1.
Ah, right, with you. Yeah. So if it's forced, then that's that move. Oh, although you can use the 1. So you're suggesting moving 6 to 5 or 5 to 4 or.
Well, you can't play 6 to 5 because the 5 has to be played 6 to 1.
Sorry.
Yep. But the other one, yes, 5 to 4 or 3 to 2 or 2 to 1. And yes, Stephen puts in the chat that if you can move both checkers, you have to move them both.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're not allowed to, for instance, just move 6 to 5 and then say, oh, well, now I don't have a 5 to play. So you have to play both numbers. All right, well, let's vote. What did I vote for? Oh, yeah, that's what desperate times call for desperate measures. Okay, we've got 7 votes in, and 5-4 has won the vote. So our position has deteriorated even more. Okay, while they're closing us out, let's take a look. Yeah, very slightly ahead. Again, I would need a rollout to know for sure if this is right now. What's going on? All right, I'll spare you the gory details, but it didn't work for us. We didn't get a shot. So let's go ahead and finish. And we'll start a new game, which will be much more fun than this anyway. But the good news is we played really well in this match. Our PR is microscopic.
0.58. Am I reading that right?
You're reading that right, which is, of
Wow.
course, really great PR.
So can you explain again why would the bot got 1.28?
Because
It
I'm
plays
having
with a
it.
2-ply, but then it analyzes at a 4-ply, or is
Yeah,
that
that's basically it. And the
okay?
so Bill, the only reason I'm having it play at 2-ply is because it's fast, right?
Of course, of course.
You know, we're busy people. We don't want to sit around waiting for the bot to think about what its move is.
Correct. No, I agree.
Okay. Okay, let's start a new match. We're going to start a new 5-point match. Okay, I think we're all set there. Okay, good. All right, this is a new 5-point match. And here we go. All right, 6 and 4.
Hit.
Looks
Hit.
easy, right? Just hit. Picks up a bunch of lots, bunch of pips.
Yep.
Okay, so let's not vote on this. All right, now we'll vote. So you'll have to give me some candidate plays, things that we ought to consider.
How about 24 to 21 and 14 to
14 to 8. Okay,
Yeah.
yep. Thanks,
14 to
Janet.
go.
24-21, 14 to 8 looks like a good choice.
Yes.
I'm going to suggest 14 to 8, 13 to 10. I don't know if that's
Also
a good idea.
reasonable.
Also reasonable. Let's also just throw in the pure running play, running all the way out to the 15
24 to
point.
15.
Yeah, 24 to
You mean?
15. I just want to present some options.
Well,
I'm
sure.
not
Yeah.
necessarily
It's not
saying,
ridiculous.
yeah, it's not ridiculous. Anybody have a move they like out of this?
I just want to throw this in. I don't think it's correct move, but 13 to 7, 14, 11.
Okay. 13, 14, 11.
Duplicates sixes for our opponent.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we're all about the creativity here, right? What creative plays can we come up with? Okay, it looks like we've got some votes in. All right, looks like the popular one is the play that Janet suggested at the beginning, which is 14 to 8, 24-21. We do have a big race lead, so we don't want checkers to get hit, right? After this play, we're up 22 in the race. That indicates we should try to play as
Yes.
safely as possible. And moving up to the 21 point allows us to escape more easily. All right, so
Yes.
that's where the voting has gone. I feel pretty confident this is going to be the right play. Okay, let's go back and look.
I don't see it yet. Okay, there it
There we
is.
go.
Never mind.
Yep. Pretty close with bringing a checker down.
1310 was 0.005 worse. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now they made the 3-point, and
Why
now
are we behind in negative equity when it's early in the game and we have a race lead? Is that a 5-point holding our 5-point worth that much?
yeah,
I
that
suppose
5-point
so.
is very strong. It does a lot defensively. It prevents us from anchoring. Also, they have the checker in the back that prevents us from just dumping checkers behind their anchor. Their position is pretty strong. I mean, those aspects kind of negate our race lead, I suppose.
Right. That's
All
why
right,
steady even. Yeah.
yeah. All right, they made the 3-point. Now we're on roll here. Okay. 6-5 to play.
21.
21-10.
21.
21-10.
Any other options that we should consider? For example, 21-15, 13-8.
Yeah, we should consider that. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. It's reasonable.
Okay.
It's too ugly.
Too ugly. You don't like it. Yeah.
I
Okay,
mean,
there's another specific reason why you'd probably rather leave your blot on the 10 point. If they hit you, they might have to give up their anchor. If you leave the blot on the 15 point, they're probably going to be hitting you with a spare on the midpoint, which also
Yeah.
brings the checker down into their offensive zone.
and
That's not great.
there's another aspect also, Jason,
Yeah.
and that is when they hit a guy on the 15 point, we don't get a return.
Aha.
When they hit
Yeah.
a guy on the 10 point, we get a return from the
That's right.
13.
Yep. Good. Okay, let's vote. All right. Looks like the votes are for 21-10. I feel confident this is going to be right. Let's see by how much. Ah, yeah. The other plays a whopper. 115 millipoints. It's quite a lot. Okay, well, we did get hit. They rolled the 5 that got us, and they were able to hang on to their anchor. So that's probably their best roll.
Really, really good for them. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so the race is even now. All right, 6-1 off the bar.
Mm-hmm.
13-7.
I like 13-7.
24-18. 24-18.
Okay, so Donald suggests 24-18. So I just put both of those up there. So here's what it looks like if we come out to the 18 point. And then here's what it looks like if we drop a checker down to the 7. Nobody mentioned the other legal play.
8-2.
8-2.
I can't see any merit for that.
It's the only safe play, but I'm not sure in this situation that it's a strong recommendation.
If you come down to the 7 point, is there not an opportunity for a 3 prime there?
Sure. And that's one of the reasons why you'll want to drop a checker there is your opportunity to create at least a small prime there. Yeah.
Yep.
It costs your opponent something to hit from their anchor. Namely, it costs them their anchor.
And we get returns.
And yes, we could get some returns.
And we don't, on an 18 point, we don't get a return. Well,
I
from the
point
bar,
out
but it's a 7
point-
from the bar.
the point of the anchor is to be able to hit and block, of course, but to be able to hit too.
That's one of the reasons why, yeah, you want to have an anchor. Okay, looks like the votes are to drop a checker to the 7 point. I'm prepared to learn something here. I voted for the other play. I voted to come out to the 18. Oh, look at this. They're almost the same.
No, they're not. You were wrong.
Yeah, I was wrong. Okay, yeah, fine.
0.005. Wow.
All right, now they're going to flood their outfield and they're going to try to build a point.
Yeah,
And
we should have a lot of good rolls now.
here we go. Double twos.
That's not one of them.
It's okay.
It's
13
okay.
to 7.
I'm not going to throw
6
this
to
one
4.
back.
13-7, 6-4.
Yep.
7-6-4.
Yes. what else you can consider, I suppose, is 6-4 twice and 13-11 twice. But I don't think it's
What
better.
what about making the 4 point and the 11 point?
Yeah, I think that's what Bill just said. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's what 6-4 twice, 13-11 twice means, Don.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the play that was initially suggested. That also unstacks the 6 point. That's good.
Yep.
And then here's the other play.
Making the 13 point, the 11 point isn't so good because we lose the spare on our midpoint, which is
Yeah,
always
that's
good.
right. We're losing a spare on the midpoint.
It takes away their 6 from the 5 point, but you have some other really nice 6s, so they're not gonna miss that.
Right.
Well, he doesn't have a lot of good 6s.
You could
Give us a
make the
shot.
5 for the bar, quite likely.
Yeah, but he'll give us a shot.
6-1, 6-3,
6-4,
6-2,
6-5,
Oh,
So I think they do have a
oh
lot
yeah.
of good
Okay.
and 6-2, they make the 4 points. So any 6.
sixes.
We are not on mute right now. No, just if you want.
Okay, looks like the votes are to make the bar point and then 6-4. All right, here we go. Ooh. How about that?
Yeah, you see, that was better.
So the 13-11
Bragging
twice, 6-4
rights
twice
for
was
Bill and
better?
me.
Really?
Yeah.
How about that? 0.03 better.
They played 13-8, 10-6. And all right, now we got a 4-1 to play.
8-4, 24, 23.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm
Another
also
one to consider is 8-7.
yeah,
8-4.
because I'm not sure we really want to be on the 23 point. That's in direct range of their 8 point as an attacker.
Yes.
Yeah, I think 8-7. I like that.
If we did 23, would be stepping under the gun, I believe is the terminology for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dare I say what
clear.
about 24, 20, 8-7?
Okay, let's put that in there.
Oh, yeah, sure. Again, under the gun gives them a 6, 3, and 1 to hit with.
Yeah, you're right. You're still kind of under the gun there because of their checker on the 14 point. They'll definitely attack with that. And now you're putting that checker on a point that they really would like to make.
But it does force the issue, so that may not. It's definitely better than the 23 I originally suggested.
On the other hand, if they don't hit us, we are closer to escaping, and we need to escape our single back checker more than
Yes.
they need to escape their anchor. So
Yep.
if you have a single back checker, you're more inclined to run. So that's a tough one. Yeah.
I'd be more inclined to play 24-20 if the 4 did not do something useful. But in this position, the 4 is doing something very useful, making the 4 point.
8-4 is a real good 4.
Yeah, it is a very good 4.
What
Okay.
about 8-3 for 3? Is that in the Slido?
No, that's not legal.
8-3.
Have you guys said
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No, my bad. Yeah,
you
my
said
bad.
8-4, 8-7 already?
Yep, we got that in
Yeah.
there. That's in the
Okay.
slide. In fact, that's the one that's won the vote here. So 8-4, 8-7. Pretty good. Okay. Right. That won the vote and was the right play. I think we got the right play for the right reason too. All right, now they're more threatening. They just made their 4 point, so
Yep.
our block is under some pressure now.
Yep.
So roll a 6-5 and be done with it. Oh, never mind.
Or 6-4 hitting.
6-4 would have been good too, yeah.
Heck, I was unable to do either of those things.
Yeah. We always disappoint us with your rolls, Jason.
Yeah.
You need a better roller.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So 24-20.
I think so.
I don't know.
6,
You
4.
get under a lot of fire, 24 to 20.
But
You will
if
come
not
out.
now, when?
I'd go
7-3-6-4.
13 to 7.
13 to 7 is safe, yeah.
Yeah.
13 to 7.
Hmm.
Yes,
Is
so close.
being a total newbie to this, isn't this? Is there an opportunity? I don't know the lady who mentioned it. Was it Janet? Is there the opportunity now to start moving from the 24 point to the 24-20?
Yeah.
Or is it too early?
No, it's okay.
It's not a question of being too early. The reason I'm concerned about going to the 20 point is because that's exactly the point that our opponents want to make, and they will definitely attack us there. Even to hit loose. They have a better board.
Yep. Yeah, but
After
if
we
they hit
make this
loose, we get
play,
it. If they hit loose, we
we'll
get a
be a
return.
little ahead in the race. All indications are that if we step to the 20 point, they'll attack us there.
What about 18?
Okay, let's put that in there.
Yeah,
Yes.
24-20, 2018.
Okay.
Well,
That
definitely
also is given
hit.
a triple shot. Sixes,
Yep.
fours, and ones will hit, and they certainly will with all those. So that's
And 6s and 3s and 1s hit when you're on the 20.
right. So with a
Plus
triple
8.
direct shot, that's automatically 3/4 of the numbers, and then there's some combinations.
Plus the combinations, exactly. Yep.
Right. So it could be close to like 30 numbers that'll hit you.
Yep.
Got 29 unless I missed any.
Now, sometimes you have to face that kind of onslaught. I'm not
Yes.
necessarily saying that that's wrong here.
Yes, because they would hit loose, and then we get a return from the bar for the 5. So not all bad. We got to get out sometime.
Yeah, his board's only going to get better.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if he's going to hit you, would you rather have him hit you on the 18 or the 20?
I'd
Right?
rather
The 20, I
you
get
know,
more returns.
if it's on the 20 and they're hitting loose, obviously I think we want to be hit there. If we're getting hit on the 18, it may not matter because it's not going to be, we're not going to have a direct return.
Right,
But
but
may have some awkward rolls if we just hang back this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true too.
And if we don't get attacked, then maybe we have an opportunity to escape more cleanly.
Okay,
It
so
is possible I could roll a 6/4 or a 6/5.
anyone mentioned 6, 4, 7, 3?
That's in the Slido.
Okay, thank you.
And in fact, that's winning the vote right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and make that play. So 7, 3, 6, 4. That's what that looks like. Is that what I voted for? Yes, it is. Okay. I talked myself out of playing 13 to 7. Now, coming up to the 20 point or the 18, those are mistakes. I think it's because you're gonna get attacked too much. Okay. Now they hit
us
loose
with
on
a
the
5
ace
anyway.
point.
Yeah.
All right, this is a really common sort of move to make. You hit attack a lone checker when
Yep.
you have a tactical advantage, which is a better board and
Yep.
have an anchor. So this is safe bold criteria in action here.
Jason, I didn't see it. Was the right roll last time the 7 to, what was the right move?
13 to 7.
Okay.
It was pretty close. Somewhat close. All right, well, we better do something or we may be facing a cube soon.
Well, interesting.
What about from the bar to 20 and oh no, forget that.
Yeah, bar 23-1.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look at that. Bar 20, 3 to 1.
Otherwise, I guess it'd be bar
Bar
23, 13, 8.
13, 8. Yeah.
I think that's better.
It's better other than it's going to we're making it hard on ourselves to escape from the 23. From the 20, we have a better chance of escaping.
Hmm.
Right, but also a much better chance of being hit again.
Yep. But they have a loose blot to worry about now. I
So do
mean,
they.
they could hit and cover, that's definitely possible.
All right, well, let's vote.
I did.
Has anyone considered the bar 20? Oh, sorry, no. Cancel, forget that, sorry. I can't count.
All right.
Hmm.
It looks
So
like
Stephen is suggesting about 20, 13, 11.
Yeah, I put that in.
Okay.
All right, well, but this is the play that's won the vote. This is interesting. I voted for the other one. Am I ready to be wrong?
Is that your play, Jason?
No, this is not the play I voted for.
Okay.
I voted for the other one. All right, we'll take a look afterwards. We gotta answer this cube first.
Take.
For the uninitiated, would you briefly explain the cube?
Do you mean the rules of the cube?
Well, whether you double or pass.
I'm just not sure what you're asking. Are you asking about the rules, or are you asking about?
I've yet to come across, actually, although I've played on the Gammon mobile, I'm somewhat playing blind, if that makes sense, as a complete newbie.
Mike, there's quite a lot of material about the cube. There's a lot of stuff to cover. If we
Mike,
were
I'm
to explain
really
it
not
now.
sure what you're asking. Are you asking about the rules and how the mechanics of it?
Yeah, if you take as opposed to pass, yeah.
All right. If you pass, that means the game is over and your opponent will win 1 point and we start over. If you take, then we continue the game and the value of the game is worth 2 points.
Right, I'm with you. That's what I was after. Thank you.
Okay, you were after the rules.
Yeah.
Okay.
The options. What happens under each option? Okay. Yeah, I like to take.
Yeah, take.
I would pass.
Let's vote.
I voted to pass.
Put your vote in Slido if you haven't already. Okay. The votes were to take, so let's go ahead and do that. And then we're going to go back and look at the 5-2 play. Because
Oh my God, that was a massive anti-joke for us.
all right. This was a double whopper.
Double sixths. Jeez.
Okay.
Take was a double whopper?
No, the
No, no, no.
5-2 the 5-2 checker play before the cube was a double whopper.
Oh. Should have been bar 23, 13, 8.
Yeah, I think what happened was it's just too vulnerable there on the 20 point. You have to enter in the back so that you're less likely to be attacked. Okay, let's look at the cube. The cube is an easy take. There's just not enough that they're threatening, but it's just not enough. And we have decent forward structure here. Our checkers on the 6, 7, and 8 points, those are very nicely placed. We're actually ahead in the race, so if they don't hit us, we'll be in pretty good shape.
Yep.
Now, as Eric noticed, they had a double six. It was a huge
Which it
ante.
would hit us on the 2 point instead, but it won't be as good for them.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
if we had made the move suggested by the computer, these double sixes wouldn't harm us so much.
yes, but
Well,
that's
They,
not really a good way of thinking about how to analyze a backgammon position. You don't want to think about the position based on what actually happened in
Yeah,
the back.
no, you're right. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. We may be stuck on the bar for a little while.
Yep. Was the double a take or a pass? We
It
haven't.
was, here we
What's the
go. It
take?
was an easy
it's a
take.
strong take.
It's a
Easy
strong
take.
take, so at least we got that right.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Means that based on the numbers, it was definitely a take.
Janet, I'm with you. I would have passed it.
Yeah,
No, if I knew double six, I would have
Even
passed
if
it.
I was wrong.
I don't mind being wrong.
There's a lot of gammon potential here.
Yeah, because of double sixes.
Yeah, there is
Well,
now.
even before that, but okay.
Yeah, there was some 26%, but look at our win chances on this cube. Almost 40%.
Yeah, you
It's
can't drop
very,
that.
very hard to give away a game when if you win 40% of the time, that means
Yeah,
when
you
you're
can't.
passing, you're really giving up a lot there.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, well, now we're in big trouble though.
13-9.
Okay,
Yeah, we're in deep doo-doo.
we
Yeah.
are to do 13-9. Any others that we ought to
I would
consider?
clean up the home board if I could, but I can't. So just
Yeah.
put a new checker in.
Okay, I'm going to, I don't know, I'm just throwing another option here. I'm not sure.
What other option is there?
I don't know, 8-4.
7
Yeah,
to
I mean,
3.
No, I'm just
There's a very good chance that if they want to go checker fishing, that they're going to be able to do that.
yeah.
I
So the
think
more you leave, the more you leave open, although
Well,
Okay, let's play 13-9.
So here's a thought experiment. If the roll was 2-5, would we want to step out on the 18?
Yes,
Because we would be under a triple
Yeah.
shot anyway.
that's right.
So,
yes, I would.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would
you
too.
might be able to escape, and that will
Sure. They
save
might
you
get
from getting
they might
gammoned.
roll 6-1 or something ridiculous.
They
And
could
then
roll double fives, they could roll double sixes, double threes.
6-1.
Yeah, no, 6-1 they would.
6-1, they can hit on the 18 with 6-1.
I'm
So
sorry, I'm sorry. 6
Yeah.
Yeah, and if they
Six,
roll one of those
six.
numbers,
6-5.
yeah, if they roll one of those numbers, then you're going to save the gammon. For sure.
Yep.
If you hang back there, you may have trouble getting out.
Yep.
May.
All right, everybody likes 13-9. Let's do it. We're in trouble. Good night.
Oh, sorry, I should have muted the microphone.
Finally.
Okay, so now we need to try to save the gammon.
Yeah, so it looks like 19 and 8, I suppose.
19
Or
and
just
14.
or just go to 14. That's fine too. Can't imagine there's much difference in those two moves.
No, I can't imagine there's much difference because there's so much work that has to be done, right?
Yep.
We're going to need 12 crossovers before they get 10 with them on roll.
Yeah.
So we're going to need high doubles.
All right, let's vote. Let's not dwell on this because there's very little at stake. We're very likely to get gammoned here. All right, we'll come out to the 14.
No.
Okay.
Way to roll.
Good
All right.
roll, Jason.
14
Yes,
to
but it's too little too late,
13.
right?
Yeah,
13, 11. No?
I would do the 13.
Yeah, isn't 13, 11
I
better
would
than 8
move
to
them
2?
from outside our home as much as we can.
Yes.
So 14, 8, 13, 11, 13, 7 twice, and 9, 3.
All right. I'm just going to make a play because I don't think this is going to matter very much.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, definitely not now.
Yeah.
I wanted to check the double six if it makes a huge difference whether
Yeah, I
we
think
play.
the eight.
I,
I
look
didn't
at this.
understand the 8 to
I said
2
I
at
was going to
all.
make a play because I didn't think it mattered, but it looks like it mattered a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the best play was to play everything outside as
Yeah, everything outside. Yeah.
okay, as Donald suggested. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that. All right, but now we got a real decision to make. This is important.
Yeah. Now we can do 1,
Oh.
2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Right?
13 to 11 twice.
Because remember,
7 to
15,
5.
9, 7, 5.
And
Yep.
then there you go. That's it.
If you get a 1, we can do it with double 3 or higher.
And even if we do it like this, we're still going to be off with double threes or higher. Okay, but there's one specific thing that this is bad for.
Double 5s are missed now.
Right, so I think we have to do it this way.
Exactly.
ah,
Right.
you see, right, because we need to have a guy on the 5.
They got the one,
So double
Oh,
2-1.
but we couldn't get the high doubles.
So we lose a gammon, which is 2, doubled by 2 is 4. So 4-0 for him.
Donald, you're still unmuted.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
All right. All right, we'll do a couple moves and then we'll stop for the day.
That
All
could
right, now
win.
it's 5 away, so Crawford game. All right. 4-1 to play.
13-7.
13-8.
13-8, sorry.
Also 13-9, 24-23, I think has some merit.
Or 24-20, 24-23, maybe.
Okay, I've got all of those in the Slido.
That has merit too.
24-20, 6-5, and stacking the 6 point.
Okay.
Oh, we leave a double shot.
Interesting.
26 to 5.
Unstacks the 6 point.
It unstacks. I would say that's also splitting into a triple shot and slotting into a double shot. That seems a little.
Yeah.
Only because it's Crawford would I even consider something like that.
It also starts both 5 points, hoping to make one of them.
Yeah, it does do that.
So at this point, a gammon doesn't matter, right? We would just want to win a game. Is that
We're
correct?
trying to win a single game. Winning a gammon doesn't help us very much because of the score.
So wanting to win a gammon means that if we want to, we want to try to get a high anchor, or does that not matter?
That to try to win a gammon. High
No,
anchor.
to try to win a game.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
sure, the high anchor will help. Yeah.
So that'd be the reason to go 24-20.
Yep.
Yes. To slot the high anchor. Yeah.
All right, let's vote.
But like Jason said, we're only considering this because of the score.
Right.
But I wouldn't have considered that move in the normal score either. So, yeah. So, Adam, score-based play is really hard. Like you really need to get used to like normal money play backgammon that doesn't go to a specific score until you can really start learning the score and match score is difficult.
Yeah, score-based checker play is really tough.
Yeah. So
Okay,
don't feel bad if you don't
I
understand.
don't even know what does that mean? Score-based checker play. What does that mean?
Okay.
Meaning like maybe you make a different checker play based on what the score is.
Oh, okay, right.
So they only need 1 point to win. We need 5, so that changes things a lot in checker play. But it's really hard to get your head around it if you don't have a solid base on the scoreless type of backgammon play, which is money game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this won the vote. And then how did we do? We did okay. 2 checkers up, a little bit better.
Oh, I was right. Look at that.
Look at the shock in Adam's voice. Oh, I was right.
It doesn't happen very often.
All right, they made their 5 point. That's tough for us. Okay, 5-3 to play. And let's make this our last play, and then we'll stop for the turn.
Make the 3
Make
point.
the 3 point. Yeah.
I didn't see how much 13 to 9 was a mistake in the last.
Run out.
13 to 9.
Yeah, the
I
13
have to
to 9.
scroll down.
Okay. So
Never
it's
mind.
even the score.
Not
Oh my
even.
God, it's not even listed there.
Let's
It's not
see.
even listed.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's a bad
God.
sign. Okay, make the 3 point. How about running also, right?
24-16, right?
Yeah, 24-16.
Because there's a good chance we could get primed.
We could get primed here, yeah.
13-8, 24, 21.
Yes, let's put that in there too. Good choice.
I like that one.
Definitely worth considering. So as a priming structure, their position is not that great for a priming structure. They still have this big stack on the 6 point, and then they've made their 5 point. So that sort of limits the usefulness of their checkers on their 6 point. Okay. Boy, what I like here. All right, I've picked a play. And the voting is going, and this will be our last vote.
I didn't vote yet.
Okay, get your vote in. Vote is moving around quite a bit. Is that it? Any more votes? Appears we are making the 3 point. Yeah. All right. I was one of the few that voted to run to the 16.
I did too.
Oh, Adam, you and I are going to sink or swim together, buddy. Okay, we're making the 3 point. Okay. Oh no, see, 4 millipoints. No problem. Adam, we're geniuses.
Just before you move on to the tournament, Jason, and being purely selfish, am I the only person from the UK on, or are there others from the UK?
You might be. I don't know that we've had anybody else from the UK on here before.
Are you in the UK right now?
I am. Yeah, I've lived here for
Have you paid
77 years.
have you paid the tariff to be in this tournament?
Oh, please don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So when is that?
And finally, because I'm going to miss the tournament for obvious reasons.
First off,
Stephen and Richard, do you both play on Heroes?
Yes.
Mike, you mentioned you're selfish. Why does that make you selfish to be British?
No, I didn't want to be disparaging to any of you in the States.
Oh,
right.
disparage away.
Yeah,
Mike,
we're already
Just a moment
pretty low ebb
before
on
we
that.
start the tournament.
allow me to apologize in advance for our political situation.
Okay. All right. I need to stop this. All right. Thank you all for joining the Mid-Atlantic
Thanks.
Backgammon Club.
Thank you,
study
Jason.
session.
thanks, Jason. See you next
Thank
week.
you, Jason.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for having me.
I'm going to mute everybody so I can get my sign off here. Thank you all for joining the Mid-Atlantic Backgammon Club study session for June 18th, 2025. If you are interested in joining our study session or our weekly tournaments, send us an email at midatlanticbg@gmail.com. Okay, thank you all.